All right, welcome in everybody. We got a bonus episode for you guys. Episode 4.5 coming in this week. Last week we had episode 4, where we go over our usual weekly round of releases, news, and then covering, usually doing some sort of extra segment on the end there. But last week we were able to do our top 10 Chance the Rapper songs and a great list. So once you're done with this video, make sure you go and check it out. See what we had to say there. A lot of valuable information, especially with the new Pierre Bourne and Kevin Abstract releases. Again, if you can interact with the channel, subscribe, like anyway, really helps. Trashley, how we doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. Feeling good, feeling great. Just ready to get into the next episode. Feeling good.
Absolutely. So with this bonus episode, we're not going to do our normal weekly kind of podcast format where we go into the new releases, the news, and then our additional segment. But here we actually have the hot takes episode. So this one is not about being 100% right. It's about being provocative. And these are hot takes. We're not going to come here and come out with blatant garbage takes that anybody could do that are like soft. Like these are not, just weak, non-consequential takes. A lot of people aren't going to like these, and a lot of
Yeah.
people aren't going to be totally in favor of these. But we're here to be controversial. We're here to be provocative. We're here to provoke discussion. So I think I'm gonna let you start it off, Trashley. What do we got for our first hot take? Make sure you
Oh,
give enough time for the person to make their full argument. So you have the mic is yours until you pass it over. But we'll give you the road for the first take.
sure. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. So this one's definitely let's remind everybody that this is a hot take segment. This is not about me being right or having the general consensus opinion. But one of my opinions that I have is that I don't think Lil Baby has a particularly strong album, and that's why he's starting to fall off. I think I think a lot of his albums are bloated. I think he has high peaks for sure. He's got a lot of hits, but I think the valleys are there. And you know, that's my opinion.
All right. So you want to flesh it out any more, or are you gonna pass it out? You gonna pass it over to me?
I mean, you know, like I can go a little more into it. Like you see all these great features, things like that, but when you get to his actual releases that come out, I don't sit there and I'm like, oh, this is the best piece of media ever. Like Lil Baby's the goat. But even like the early stuff, I think they're a little bit bloated and just not super impressive. And I think people are starting to realize that. Dude, you're so bad.
I
But
would
that's my
say
opinion.
okay. So with that one, I'll say if you're looking at some of the early stuff, a drip forever, a street gossip, some of the was it my turn? Not my turn, but really all the early albums, I'd kind of agree. They're not the most solid projects in totality. But the problem is you're forgetting that My Turn exists. And
Mm-hmm.
that's possibly the best rap album of what was that 2020 2021. Like that was an
2020.
elite project. Like okay, let's go through the track list here. Um there's multiple classics. There's Whoa, which was a lead single. There's Some to Prove, which is one of the best Lil Baby rapping performance. And then, not to mention, emotionally scarred, which is probably a top five Lil Baby song. Heating up with Gunna, like that's an insane song. And then also, 4-2 Doug, who's criminally underrated, but two of his best songs in We Paid and Grace are both on this record. This
Mm-hmm.
thing is, even though it is 20 songs, and if you add the deluxe, it's closer to 30, this is a good project, and I think it is a
Mm-hmm.
little dismissive of its quality for it to not be registered as a not only good but great album. I think all
Mhm.
the other stuff, I think you could easily make that argument, and I'd probably agree with you that the
Yeah.
highs are very high and the lows are extremely low and very lengthy. But
Yeah.
in terms of this one, I think My Turn is a great 9 out of 10 album.
Yeah, sure. You can say my turn, but then you still got the rest of the albums to come out with. You know what I mean? Like you can sit there and be like, yeah, like my turn was great. That's awesome. But like still got the rest of it,
Well, the way
And
you phrase the take is he doesn't have a great piece of media. He doesn't have a great album.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, my whole problem is that 20 songs is a lot, dude. Like you listed 5 out of 20. You know what I mean? And then like you said, you factor in the deluxe, then it's 30, you know?
I
It's
mean,
like how much
I'm probably listening to, if I'm being honest, 13 songs off of this. The five I
Mhm.
listed, the 5, 6 I listed are like top 10 Lil Baby songs, if not
Sure.
that's what I would say. Um,
Hmm.
I think it's really like an amazing album. Like I think too,
Hmm.
the way Lil Baby was rapping in 2021 and 2020, 2022, he was the
Hmm.
best rapper in the world. Like he
Hmm.
was the best rapper in the world. Like there is
Hmm.
no discussion on who was the hottest verse, who was the best like rapper in himself. Like anything he
Hmm.
hopped on was crazy. And I think
Hmm.
I think this one I I think this is I think this project is insane.
Yeah. But my whole thing is like it's July 2025 now. So what changed? What happened?
I would say the difference now is his next album, which was, let me make sure I have the title right on this one, which was It's Only Me. I think a big
Hmm.
thing is beat selection. I also think if
Hmm.
you're looking at the difference between 2023, 4, 5 compared to 2020, is he's no longer working with Gunna, who he did a whole
Hmm.
collaborative mixtape on. Thug was in jail, so a
Hmm.
lot of his collaborations don't hit as hard when he's with these other artists. But at the same time, I would say
Hmm.
it's beat selection, and then I would also say it's him being recognized as more commercial and him having
Hmm.
feeling like he has to meet that standard. I
Hmm.
think he also just he was so on fire and so like undeniably amazing. Like we were talking about him as the best rapper of the year, like back to back years, and no one could
Hmm.
touch him. And then also, I think too, it's when you also get out of the pandemic and you have to start selling tickets. I think the
Hmm.
decline of Lil Baby was a perfect storm of like five elements. Like
Hmm.
once him and Dirk went on tour, which I went to that show, but they were struggling to sell tickets for that show, and those guys were two very hot artists. And while I'm talking about Lil Durk, the voice of the heroes is that's an 8 out of 10. Like
Hmm.
that's a great. I forgot that was even like I know that's not a solo project, but that's great
Yeah.
too. I think
Yeah.
I think that is I I can't sit here and say Lil Baby doesn't have great projects because I think he has two.
Yeah. That's cool. That's this is the nature of the beast, man. This is the nature of the
Oh
beast.
no,
We're
no,
flinging,
definitely,
we're,
definitely.
the, we're two monkeys flinging shit at each other. You
I
know?
assume you'll come out. I assume you'll come out swinging on mine as well. You should be.
Yeah.
If you're not, what are you
Let me hear
doing?
it. Let me hear it.
All right, this one. You think your shit was hot? This is hot. And I've actually
Yeah.
voiced this take to you before.
Oh fuck.
J. Cole has the greatest pen of all time.
Oh my god, dude. Like, okay. Yeah, we're doing this today.
Here's
All
my
right.
argument.
We're
I think
doing we're doing
first
this. We're doing this today.
we're doing this one today. Let's
Oh my
let's let's
god.
define let's define let's define pen, right? When I mean pen, I mean
Hmm.
depth, lyrics, wordplay, and bars.
Hmm.
And I think it's fair in terms of when I'm talking about pen. I think it's fair to make the distinction that people who freestyle all of their lyrics or are more flow of the moment rappers, it isn't really what I'm talking about right now. Because I feel
Sure.
like there's a vast difference in how they craft a song and how their
Mhm.
bars end up coming out.
Mhm. Sure. Yeah, I
But
agree.
but I'm gonna come with some examples. Johnny
Yep.
P's Caddy off of off of the Benny the Butcher project.
Hmm.
See, this is one of the craziest bars I've ever heard in my life.
Hmm.
Collecting his bread and mass like a Catholic preacher. Just to count my cash, you might need a calculus teacher. Eureka! Einstein on the brink of the theory of relativity. Really, no MC equal. That's like seven. That's like a seven entendre. I don't even. What's that? Septuple? That's like a seven. There's like
Bro
there's like
showed his work.
eight different things there. There's like eight
Okay.
different things there. I couldn't even explain it. Bread, like communion with the Catholic preacher. Count up his cash. You need a calculus teacher. And then no MC equal, like MC squared, like Einstein. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay, that one's crazy. Also, in terms of the beginning of the verse, he also includes, "I'm probably gonna go to hell if Jesus asks for a feature." And
Hmm.
some see the glass is empty. I see a glass full of ether. I think that's a Jay Z diss, and Jay Z wanted nothing of that. Nothing of that at all. Nothing. He didn't. He did not want. He did not want no J. Cole smoke.
Okay. All
In
right.
addition, I have two more examples. I'll keep them short.
Sure.
L.A. Leakers 2021 freestyle. No Bill Cosby shit, but if people be sleeping, then fuck them. Crazy bar, crazy
Hmm.
bar, crazy bar, and then the climb back. Uh, to the left of that decimal, I need seven figures to play the joint. Turn up your decibels. Peep how I decimate a joint. Check out my projects like them workers that Section 8 appoint, and you'll see how I flipped like exclamation points. Get it like I, and you
Yeah,
flip
yeah,
it.
yeah,
It's
I
an
got it.
exclamation point. That's
I got
crazy.
it. I got it. I got it.
Not to
Okay.
mention
Yeah.
undeniable lyric ability. 2014 Forest Hill Drive, KOD, the first three mixtapes of his career, and then the off season. And while he's still able to collab with artists like Dreamville and do the whole label project, and every single verse you hear from Cole, I mean, maybe outside of Under the Sun, he is the best rapper on that song. Nas
Yeah.
co-signed. Jay Z didn't want smoke. He dissed Kanye anyone. J. Cole has the greatest pen of all time. And obviously, people would bring up names and I would address those individually as to who's better,
Hmm.
but I can't really do that cuz people would bring up like maybe 5 6 names. So,
Yeah.
that's I rest my case.
Wow. A very well researched topic. I love the examples that you brought forward. Yeah, so my counter argument was just gonna be listing names who I would put in that conversation. Like, how does
Yeah,
he
go
stack
ahead.
up
Go
to a
ahead.
Kendrick? Like, how does he stack up to a Kendrick?
He's
Let's have that
better.
conversation.
He's better. Mr. Bing Bop Boom Bop Bing Bop Bam, that guy?
Shut the
Him?
fuck up, dude.
He's better. He's better.
Hmm. Okay,
I
let me give
mean,
you another
I
name.
mean,
Oh, no, go get
okay,
your
okay.
point.
I'll go with this. I'll say Kendrick. I'll say Kendrick in terms of like a lot of the stuff he does is more artistic in terms of like
Hmm.
him going into other genres, and I
Hmm.
don't think he's focused on rapping like J. Cole is. Like I don't think he's
Hmm.
focused on like rapping. And I think if you
Hmm.
put when was the last time Kendrick did a freestyle? What, the BET cipher in 2014? Like when was the last time When was the last time Kendrick did a freestyle? Because he's afraid that he's not going to be able to stand up to the people who rap on the radio. Because I know he doesn't have to do it anymore, but Cole does it anyways because he knows
Hmm.
he's the best.
Hmm. We, I, you know what? It's so funny because we've had this conversation before, and I've brought up Kendrick before, and you've had the exact same point before. This is all. I'm getting like so much deja vu conversation. I don't know. For me, I feel like Kendrick. Like when you look at like a Kendrick, when I hear like when I hear like a Kendrick song, it's more of just like I'm hearing like an actual like story. Like I'm being like I think his writing and his storytelling is bar none compared to anybody else, and I value that a lot. Like when it comes to like a
I would
pen, you know what
say
I mean?
I would say Port Antonio's a better story than Kendrick has ever told. I think with Port Antonio, where you talk about a kid who's growing up in the Ville and him saying that how he used to look back at it, he's comparing about how he used to sell dope and he always wanted to be like those kids, but he never was those kids, and how he related that to a rap beef where he's never gonna change who he is, even though it might not be the popular opinion, even though Nas said, if you don't shoot the gun, it don't mean the gun ain't deadly. But
Hmm.
in this metaphor, I'm not trying to be the gun. He will never change himself to try and be somebody who he's not. And Kendrick consistently will always change himself to be more popular. He will always front like he is a West Coast gangbanger when we all know he is not. He will change himself to try and be more popular, and J. Cole has never done that.
I like the song where J. Cole raps about getting his dick wet for the first time.
Wet Dreams? That's just fire. That's just fire. I mean, I definitely think that that song hasn't aged the best. But also, it's like it's a true life experience. And I think in like
Yeah,
2010 or
yeah,
what's that? That's 2014. We was all singing the
yeah,
shit out of it. The instrumental on that shit's crazy. And
yeah.
I think it's him telling a story, and it's a true life experience. It's who he is. It's I think in terms
Hmm.
of storytelling, he's right there with Kendrick.
I think your take. I would say it's hot. Definitely like not the most popular on the planet, but there's a argument to be made there. Like there for
Yeah,
sure is an argument to be like, yeah, like you can go at bat for J. Cole. It's not like I'm sitting here and it's like there's no examples. It's not just like bullshit. Like okay, okay,
in controversy, like instead of trying to be hot and like just like my real opinion, I believe this, but I think you could easily make an argument for Nas. I think you could easily make an argument for
yeah,
Pac, and I think you could make an argument for Rakim. But those are really the
yeah,
only three I would say. I don't even think Kendrick. I don't think Kendrick like. I wouldn't even have Kendrick in the conversation. I think Nas. I think Nas is really the one where it's like, okay, that might just
yeah,
be a hot take, but
hmm,
I stand on it. I think J Cole's got the
yeah.
greatest pen of all time.
I mean, we could sit here all day and listening and talk about them forever. Like, but yeah, it's a good one. It's a really good one. Out of me brought up a Doom as well, but that's just entirely. I think that's an entirely rabbit hole.
I think, yeah, I think that the Doom thing is like MF Doom's got such a weird fan base, and I know this is just like a little sidebar, but it is a bonus episode, so
Yeah,
fuck it. But like the
yeah,
people who listen to MF Doom, there's no like there's no like consistency on the people who listen to him who they are. Like you have people who listen to like indie rock, or like you'll have like 40-year-old like dudes listening to MF Doom, and then you'll have like real like people like rap critics who listen to him. Then you get the people who listen to like the Freddie, like the people who listen to MF Doom. You just can't put them in a bubble. But that's a crazy side opinion. But it's like it's just the
God,
most diverse fan base in terms of
yeah.
who it is.
Okay, that was fun. That was a fun tangent. That was fun.
It was a good
All
point. It was
right,
a good point.
yeah. Let's. Okay, this one's gonna be kind of crazy. I actually, unironically believe this. Uh,
Okay.
let's go. let's look at the 2016 freshman class. I think Denzel Curry has been the most consistent. Oh, you muted. Oh, okay. I think Denzel Curry has been the most consistent rapper from that class in terms of quality of projects and frequency of releases. Like, I mean, like, you obviously be out here, but like, but Lil Uzi Vert, but like, I just Denzel's released so much. Like, let's go through. Let's go through. Let's play this game. Taboo, phenomenal album. 1 year later, Zoo, great album. 2020, Unlocked, the album with Kenny Beats, amazing. Melt My Eyes, awesome. King of the Mischievous South, from last year, fantastic. I saw Denzel Curry live just to listen to that album. It was great. I think there's yeah, nobody who's been more consistent with their quality of work and just with how frequent they release, in my opinion.
Give me 1 second. I think. Do you rest your case?
I rest my case. My case is closed.
I don't think that's unreasonable to say. I
Mm-hmm.
let me pull up the full class because I don't think I even really disagree with you. I would say definitely the peaks of Denzel Curry hit nowhere close to Yachty. I mean Yachty,
Mm-hmm.
Uzi, or 21 Savage, or
Yeah.
Kodak even. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
not full project wise, but Kodak's like run there. I don't think I
Yeah.
would have Denzel Curry in there. But in terms of consistency, I don't think it's a bad take. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
would probably agree with that. He's had 5 projects since. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think the peaks are there. I think Yachty, in terms of critically acclaimed albums, and if I'm being objective, I think Let's Start Here is the best album out of everything released post 2016 XXL freshman
I
list.
agree.
But in
I agree.
terms of
100%.
consistency in most projects, I don't think I even disagree with you. I mean
And
Yachty. I mean Uzi's fallen off. 21 doesn't drop consistently, and Kodak's project wise, Kodak isn't a strong like album artist. So I'd agree with you.
yeah, my whole argument stems from the actual quality of the releases too. I think the
Hmm.
quality has maintained like a consistent high bar, like for every project. I mean, it's nothing to where I'm sitting there and it's like blowing me away, but every time you go out
Hmm.
feeling like it was really good. You know what I mean?
That's
And like,
that's a take I'd agree with, and I think
yeah,
Yachty post 2021 or like
mhm,
Yachty on like the past like 3 projects, I'm taking that over Denzel Curry any day of the week. But it took
yeah,
Yachty a little bit to get there. Like I think Denzel
yeah,
Curry was the most polished, like ready to
yeah,
go going
yeah,
into that. Like I think he was the
and
most like he took the platform and he ran with it. I think I would
yeah,
agree.
and yeah, we agree here, but I consider it a hot take because there's people who would go at bat for like 21 Savage or like a Lil
Hmm.
Yachty just from like recency bias or just Uzi because he's Uzi. You know what I mean? I think that crowd is a little more popular, I would say, but I don't know. I still feel like Denzel Curry's like a little bit slept on today.
Yes. Well, Denzel Curry never had the mainstream appeal that any of those other guys. That the four what like Uzi, Yachty, Kodak, and 21 had. I don't
Yeah,
think. I think you can make an argument for Anderson .Paak, but I don't think it's those are really rap albums. Um,
yeah,
I agree. I agree with you on that, and I think it is a hot take. I think it definitely is a hot take because
mhm,
those fan bases for Uzi, Yachty, Kodak, and 21 are so rabid that they'll just say
yeah,
that that's the best.
yeah,
I think the other artists have better peaks and they have better albums than Denzel Curry has ever released. Like
hmm,
Ultimatum's my favorite Denzel Curry project.
mm,
But I think I would honestly I'd honestly agree with that take. It's he's dropped
hmm,
consistently. The albums are consistently good, and
hmm,
he's I would agree with that take, but it's still a hot take. I think it's a great
yeah,
hot take.
yeah. Damn, I was expecting to go a little more, having to go a little more at that for that one. But yeah.
Yeah. The problem is it's just with 21 you still have like an Issa album where that's like taking a little bit to like get
Hmm.
to the high quality standard that 21 releases following that.
Hmm.
And I think
Hmm.
Yachty, he was still working out some of the flaws
Hmm.
in Lil Boat 2, Lil Boat 3. And even those are good projects, or like, Michigan Boy Boat, like he's still working on some of that stuff.
Hmm.
And then Uzi's discog is almost better than it pre XXL freshman class than it is after. But I
Yeah.
think I think that's a good. It's a hot take, and I think it's a good take.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh my God, I'm having fun.
Okay.
I'm having a
Okay.
lot of
So,
fun.
dude,
This is fun.
this is an episode. This is a brawl for all of it. This is
Yeah.
a it's a it's a good episode format.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I got this one. I think this one we've talked about a little bit, but I think people will hate this take, even though you might be a little bit more on my side.
Okay.
We Don't Trust You is the best Future album. Um, I
Your
think
defense?
the arguments you can make are for DS2 and Monster,
Yep.
but I think those are strictly takes. And I mean DS2 is I have it as the second best. This one not as much, but I think people hold those to a higher standard strictly based off nostalgia and the age of people who criticize music because
Hmm.
they have nostalgia for that. Let's
Hmm.
just break down We Don't Trust You as an album. This album
Yeah.
has everything. It's
Hmm.
historic. It has the most important verse in rap history, unlike that. It is the most
Hmm.
important verse of all time in terms of starting the biggest beef of all time, and it's crazy. It's a historic album, and that
Hmm.
song in itself is huge. It kicked off the biggest beef of all time. It's changed the trajectory of three or four, I would say maybe six of the top artists of 20 years of hip hop. It changed the
Hmm.
entire trajectory of their career. I
Hmm.
think it has proven commercial appeal. It was a number one
Hmm.
overall album. It
Hmm.
had a number one song in Like That, a number two song in Type Shit, and it had three other songs land in the top 10. Not to mention, all 17 songs on this album peaked in the top 70 of Billboard's charts.
Hmm.
It has legacy effect. In addition to the Like That verse, you have Everyday Hustle. That was everywhere. Even though it's a Rick Ross song, you hear that you hear that all over the 2024 NBA playoffs. You saw it all over,
Hmm.
and that's one of the weaker is one of, not even weak, but like one of the lower ranked tracks I have on that.
Hmm.
Production. You have Metro Boomin in his prime, his chops across the whole album, drums, soul samples, a post Heroes and Villains Metro Boomin
Hmm.
who's dropping these thought out, cohesive beats that all sound like they're proving to be on a project.
Hmm.
If you want bars, you got Young Metro or We Don't Trust You. You want melodies, you got Running Out of Time or Fried, or you want hooks, you got Claustrophobic or Type Shit. And Type Shit is the best song to come out of that era of the like Ty Dolla Sign, Ye, Cardi, mini era that we had. And Future's got his secret weapon of iconic outros. Like We Don't Trust
Hmm.
You is an iconic outro verse, or Young Metro, where you have Weekend singing at the end on Future vocals. And I also think if you include the deluxe album, you have three Weekend features and a Drake diss. You have a 2 minute and 4 second one of the greatest J.Cole verses of all time in Red Leather, where Future is rapping the best he ever has, and you have J. Cole dropping insane bars for 2 minutes. And I know it gets lost in the fact that he didn't respond, but he has 2 minutes and 4 seconds of just rapping over an insane acoustic beat. If we're looking
Hmm.
for versatility in the production, You have the everyday hustle soul sample, and then the hard drums at the end. And even like that, you have an Easy E sample from the 1990s.
Mhm.
In 20 in like Where My Twin At. You have like a song that almost that fits on the album, but also would have fit in like the 2017 SoundCloud era. It
Mhm.
has everything. It's not a compilation, and I think the argument against DS2 is there's a little bit of bloat. I think Slave Master, Know the Meaning, Real Sisters is all bloat.
Mhm.
And another thing with DS2 and Monster, what they're missing are a message. They're compilation albums.
Yeah.
The message of We Don't Trust You is we are here, we are the best in hip hop at what we do, and we're gonna find you. I
Yeah.
rest my case.
It's a great case. I mean, like, again, you said it, but we've talked about this before, and I don't disagree with you. I think you're 100% right. It's just that I think a lot of people, like you said, are very, very passionate about PS2 and Monster. I think that there's a
Mm,
very loud group of people who are just saying like that's Future's best album because that's just how it's always been, you know, without
right.
really looking at We Don't Trust You and really like diving deep and being like, holy shit, this is actually like insane. Like,
Mm,
yeah, it's just like that is like you said, probably one of the most important songs, and it probably will be the most important song of this decade. It's
yep.
like it's generation defining. Honestly, it really is. Um, but yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think this is a good take. I think it's a hot take, yeah, but I think if you really crunch the numbers and really look at it, like I don't think you're wrong. I really don't.
Yeah, I think it's I mean, it's an unparalleled album, and I think it's just there's a larger point here in the fact that critics and fans are driven by nostalgia, and a lot of the time they even if you flipped when each of those was released,
Hmm.
I think people might say We Don't Trust You is better. And I think it will age well,
Yeah.
and I think people will look at it back in 10 years and talk a lot differently than they are now. So
Hmm.
that's
Absolutely.
that's my second hot take, and
Yeah.
I think it's an undeniable take.
Yeah. The Metro production too is just so like yeah, you talked about it. It's so insane. Oh
It's
my god.
crazy.
They're here. They're here. Um okay. This is my third hot take flying through these. I think my hot take, this isn't really like I don't have anything based in like fact opinion I hold, but um I think the 21 Savage fall off is officially on the horizon. I think he still has the ability to make hits, but I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I just have this feeling in my soul. And we can talk about it. We can like dig a little deeper into it, but I feel like the American Dream album, it was kind of underwhelming for a lot of people. And I don't know if he drops consistently enough to maintain that height. So I'm not saying the fall off is right now, but I'm saying it's coming. It's on the horizon.
Okay, so so has the 21 Savage fall off started?
I think it's in motion. I think it's in
And
motion.
when was it set in motion? I think is a valid question to ask here.
I mean, just every day that he doesn't release something new. Again, I think, if you don't drop consistently enough, I think it'll get to that point. I know that's kind of crazy. I know it's sort of insane to say for 21 Savage. And like, again, this is just, I don't know what it is. I just have this like spider sense going in my brain, like alarm bells. It's like, it's coming. I don't know what it is. I genuinely believe that. And like I
In
said, like I think he's still like he's still gonna make hits. Like he's still 21 Savage. I just think something's coming.
and so is the fall off in terms of popularity or is it in terms of quality?
Popularity, say. I
Okay.
would say mainly popularity. I think the quality. I think it'll those two will lend hand in hand where I don't see the quality necessarily improving or like having any sort of meaningful change. And I think people will grow out of it.
So here's where I disagree. I think American Dream is a 9 out of 10, high 8 rated album. Um,
Hmm.
I just don't think. I think the argument in terms of popularity is a lot easier to make than in terms of quality because I think you might say there's like less hits in terms
Hmm.
of on American Dream, but I think American Dream is it's a great album. It's a lights out
Hmm.
album. I like that more than I like it's an album, Savage Mode 2, you know, and then anything pre I was. I mean, maybe like Savage Mode's solid, but like we go back and it's not as good. But I think American Dream's a great, like I think it's a high 8, low 9 project. Like it's a great
Hmm.
project, including you know, um, stuff like where he's bringing in other genres, stuff like with Brent Faiyaz, with Summer Walker, with the Burna Boy, Metro Boomin
Hmm.
production all over the thing. It's a great album in terms of lyrical chops, it's the best 21 has ever done. I think his best
Hmm.
rapping, whether it's like a Red Sky or a Nina, and like even Travis Scott rapping on Nina
Hmm.
is part of Travis Scott we've never seen in that terms of that quality of wordplay and bars. I think American
Hmm.
Dream's a great project. I think I could kind of see where you're saying like he needs a hit, but in terms
Hmm.
of quality, I think the quality is there, and I don't
Yeah.
have any reason to doubt it.
Yeah. And yeah, the point I'm making is more so about the popularity because we
Hmm.
talk about like the lack of hits and stuff, and like sure, like you can talk about the quality of the project all you want, but if you're not making hits, you're kind of falling out of the zeitgeist, in the general conversation. Like I'm not saying the fall off is here. I'm not saying he's done. I'm not saying he's washed. I just feel like he needs something. And do I think he can do it? Yes, of course. Duh. I'm just saying, like that's my opinion. Again, this is not a thing that's like rooted in anything. It's just an opinion I have, kind of like like sort of I guess a prediction of the future.
That's fair. I think if the next album's disappointing, it's probable. I think I would look to other artists and say, they're still looking to 21 Savage for features, including the 100 gigs releases by
Hmm.
Drake. You still have 21 on those. If you're looking
Hmm.
for a street meet remix, you're going to 21 Savage. He still has
Hmm.
hot tracks. I mean, even about a year ago, he has the Who Wants Smoke record, and he hopped on the remix, and
Hmm.
people were still looking for him there. You have
Hmm.
American Dream, still a #1 album, still a dozen songs off of that charting. It's
Hmm.
the popularity has been there. The premonition
Hmm.
thing, it's a hot take. I could see it
Hmm.
happening, but
Hmm.
right now I don't see enough to fully hop on board. But I think it's
Yeah,
possible.
yeah. If 21 Savage drops an album and like you said it's a little disappointing, call me. Call me. I'll be there.
We'll
My
we'll be
my
we'll be
phone will be hot.
reviewing it. We'll be reviewing it right here, and you can take your victory lap. I'll
And
allow
if
you to
and
take
if
your
it's
victory.
great, if it's a great album, I'll take my L. I'll wear it on my
Right,
sleeve.
right. I think that's fair. I
I'll
mean,
publicly apologize to 21 Savage.
yeah,
I will publicly
facts.
apologize.
Dude, 21. I bet 21 Savage is just sitting at his computer for the rest of the weekend waiting for us to drop this episode.
Yeah, he's gonna see this episode and be like, "What the fuck? What's this guy talking about?"
He's gonna, what the fuck is this trashly guy talking about my
And
music?
then he's gonna lock in, and then just to prove me wrong. Maybe I'm doing the world a service. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay. My third take here. It's an interesting one. It's relatively hot. It might even be hotter than my second one. Kid
Mhm.
Cudi is bad.
Whoa! Holy shit! Kid Cudi, like all of Kid Cudi is bad.
My case is Kid Cudi is bad. It boils
Elaborate,
down
please, please.
It boils down to three songs where I find quality in Kid Cudi's personal discography in terms of songs he's released.
Okay, so we're just baiting me. Okay, let's go.
There's 3 songs:
Yeah.
Day and Night, Pursuit of Happiness, and Mr. Rager. And Mr. Rager I don't even think is that good.
Is that it?
He is known, and out of 2 out of those 3 songs, that's on his own stuff. I think when you put him, he can be a tool utilized by Kanye or a good producer to give you a good hook here or there, or some good background vocals here or there. But in terms of his own artistic chops, they're not there. Other people, out of those 3 songs in his own discography that are solid, Day and Night, Pursuit of Happiness, 2 out of the 3, there are better versions, if not more popular versions, by other artists remixing them. The Pursuit of Happiness Steve Aoki remix did so much for that song to where that is what people listen to when they listen to Day and Night. Nobody goes back and is like, I want to listen to Day and Night, day and over, day over, day over. And maybe that's me because I'm a little bit younger. And I know Day and Night was a hit on radio anyways, and people forced it down our throats because they wanted Kid Cudi to be the next guy. But the Steve Aoki remix is more iconic, and I'm not even a big EDM fan, but it's more iconic than the Day and Night, than the Pursuit of Happiness original one. And then Day and Night, I like the Travis Scott version better. I like how he twists the song and makes it an amalgam of modern sound, and he evolves what Kid Cudi originally started. And it's a better version than the original one. Day and Night. Like Kid Cudi is low energy on that song. It's a good song, it's decent. But we are making an argument about 3 songs that are solid in his own discography. And then, do I need to talk about the low points? Trashley, do I? Do we need to talk about Speeding Bullet to Heaven?
It's your argument, buddy. It's your argument, buddy. We all know.
Speeding Bullet to Heaven isn't even an album that is a 1 out of 10. It's negative. I lost brain cells listening to that.
I did as well.
Man on the Moon 3. It's nostalgia bait. There's nothing good about it. It's nostalgia bait. It's nothing but that. Passion, Pain, and Demon Slaying. God awful. The movie he dropped with Netflix. I don't even want to listen to that album.
I didn't even watch it. I don't give a shit.
I didn't watch the movie. I didn't listen to the album because I knew it was going to be ass.
Oh,
it was not good. Kid Cudi is nothing if he doesn't have direction from an artist. He's got 3 good songs. Other people have done him better. And the lowlights of his discography barely reach a 1 out of 10. I rest my case.
Wow. What? That was what we call in the business a nuclear bomb. And shitty. That was shit. Listen. I will defend Kid Cudi with my life. My fucking life.
I'd like to see you try.
Man on the Moon and Man on the Moon 2 are classic. They're classic. I think Passion, Pain, and Demon Slaying, I think it's good. I think Man on the Moon 3 is good. I don't care how much nostalgia bait it is. I think it's good. We can talk about the lows all we want. Sure. Like, they exist. Yeah, I'll admit it. Speeding Bullet to Heaven made me want to die. That I thought it was over for Kid Cudi. But, like, to say the whole, like, Kid Cudi as a whole is bad, crazy. And this is not even... Let's have a discussion about Kid See Ghost. Can we talk about Kid See Ghost?
It's under the direction of Kanye.
Fuck up. Shut the fuck up. But that doesn't mean Kid Cudi wasn't involved in it. Stop laughing. That's just bait. You knew this would fire me up.
No.
To make me mad.
This is not bait. Okay. Those are classics. No laptop. No laptop. Name 3 songs off of Man on the Moon 3. It's a classic. You should be able to name 3 songs.
I never said it was classic. I never said that.
Yes, you did. You just did. I'll roll the tape.
I never
Okay,
said.
Man on the
Roll the
Moon 2,
tape.
you
I never
definitely
said
said
it.
it's a classic. You did. But, okay,
Yeah.
you definitely said Man on the Moon 2 is a classic. Name 3 songs off of that.
Mr. Rager, Ghost. I'm gonna
Yeah!
go ahead and leave the call real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the call real quick. Listen, Sam. This is just. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! I don't think it's fair to Cudi though to just say the artist as a whole is bad. You know, I mean, we could just chop it up to a difference of opinion, but like, I don't. Oh my god! I actually have to breathe. I have to take a deep breath. But like, yeah, I think that's crazy. I really think that's insane. I think the
On
homework
Google here,
assignment. I'm gonna
he
go
has
back.
on Google here he
Sorry.
has 17 projects. 17 projects. And like 2 of them are maybe good. He is insanely overrated. He is bad. Kid C
I
Ghost is nothing without Kanye.
I can make an argument for Kid Cudi being overrated. I can accept that take, sure. Yeah, I can go there. But I'm not gonna sit here and agree with Kid Cudi is bad take. I can't. In my heart of hearts, maybe I'm blinded by the 8 pairs of rose tinted glasses I wear every day in my day to day life. But like, I can't sit here and say Kid Cudi is a bad artist. I think that's such an insane opinion to have.
What? This is hot takes. This is not lukewarm takes.
No, no, yeah,
If
no,
you have,
great take. That's a great take. Yeah,
if
that's a
you
great
have,
hot
let
take.
me do some quick math here. I did a quick Google search. If you get a 12 out of 100, a 2 out of 17 on a paper or a math test, is that a good grade? No, it's a
What if those
bad grade.
What if those math questions were really, really hard and like you did a really good job on those two math questions to the point where they're like kind of universally acclaimed? What would you?
Those
that
other,
does
it's
that make
because
you
those
bad?
other 15 projects don't get partial credit because they suck. They are not good. They are bad. Man on the Moon 3 is the most overrated project I've ever heard in my life, and it's nostalgia driven because people wait for Kid Cudi to come back and be excited about it. I give you, he has a couple good songs. But say he averages, in a friendly way, I say he has 10 per project. That's like 150 out of 170, 200 songs that are good. Okay, I love Kid See Ghost. I'll give him that. But when Kid Cudi doesn't get direction from Kanye or doesn't get direction from a legendary producer, his music isn't good. It's
Mm-hmm.
not. And
Mm-hmm.
88% of the time, his music is not worth listening to or is bad. That is not a good artist to me. And everybody's gonna hate this take, but I think it's fair.
Yeah, I mean, you certainly presented opinions. That's certainly a hot take. You got me worked up. You got me worked up. Congratulations. Made me upset. No, it's just like I don't know. I just maybe you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I listened to Man on the Moon too much on the short bus riding to school, and I thought it was like amazing. I think Man on the Moon 3 too. I think it's a great album.
No,
I don't even care.
that's
I don't
so,
even
it's
care.
terrible. It's so
I don't
bad. I
care
don't
if
know
it's
how
dull
people look at
debate.
Man on the
I
Moon
love
and
it
think it's Man on the Moon 3 and think it's good. I can give you the first 2
because
albums.
I'm
That's like fine. That third album is awful. It's nostalgia driven.
I ate that shit up. That's a great hot take. It's a
It
really good hot
is. It
take.
is. It is.
It's a really good one. Okay, let's go with mine. I don't know. This could be considered a hot take, but yeah, we'll go for it. I think Lil Yachty has all the tools necessary to be the next top dog. I know he's a little old, he's kind of a late bloomer, but the real direction, like he's been going with his music, the quality's there. I mean, he's on tour with Tyler the Creator. I mean, these like little 10-year-old Tyler fans who've never heard of Lil Yachty before now, like, I really think Yachty's building something interesting, and I think he has the base from people who may have listened to him before, and the people who are the new fans who are kind of trickling in with like the let's start here and like kind of this new direction he's going, especially as like a writer producer. I think he has the ability to be like one of the guys, you know. And I know it's kind of insane to talk that way about Lil Yachty, but I really do feel like he has all the tools necessary.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with this one at all. I think this is a great take.
Mm-hmm.
I think also too, I don't think he's too old. I think 27
Mm-hmm.
years old is right around when you see hit like Drake or Kanye hit their prime. I
Yachty's
mean
20.
Drake's
Wait,
what,
stop.
38
Yachty's
now?
27.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, Yachty's 27. He was born
Oh
in
my god.
1997.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Wow.
I think I think I think I fully agree with you, and I think he has the chops for people to take him in that legit conversation. And I think Cardi
Mhm.
doing well and Tyler doing well only helps him in terms of sales.
Yeah.
I think,
Hmm.
and I think too, the difference between Yachty and like Cardi, and even Tyler, because Tyler gets
Hmm.
so concept driven and so
Hmm.
he's so artistic and he has such a vision, and it helps him so much. But what Yachty's able to do is he's able to jump back and forth from what he wants to do. He can rap like he's on Lobo too. He can rap like he's doing Midwest stuff. He can do the
Hmm.
alternative stuff like on a Let's Start Here. He can do everything and he can bounce back and forth, and that's something we don't see outside of Drake. And
Yeah.
you see the greats gravitating towards Yachty in terms of a
Hmm.
Drake, um, Tyler on tour with him. And
Hmm.
he can write with the best of them. He's writing hits for the fucking City Girls in 2016. So
Yeah.
I fully agree with this take, and I think too it's the same way in basketball that we're gonna see Steph Curry, we're gonna see LeBron, and we're gonna see KD retire. We're gonna see
Hmm.
Kendrick Cole and Drake hang up the boots at some point,
Hmm.
and there's gonna have to be somebody to fill the void, and I think Yachty will be right there. We're both
Yeah.
exceptionally high on Yachty. It's still a hot take.
Yeah.
It's just something we
Hmm.
agree upon.
Yeah. And like again, I wasn't expecting much blowback on this one because, like you said, like I think we're both pretty high on Yachty, but I really don't think a lot of people are. And it's not just like the greats like gravitating to him now; it's the newer faces too. Like Yachty's kind of
Hmm.
embracing sort of the new wave and like the younger artists, which I think only lends to his benefit, And like you said, once the other guys stuff, like I think he's gonna have all the building blocks in place to kind of just slide right in, fill that void.
And he can do everything. He can sing, he can rap, he can
Yep,
produce, he
all the
can
tools,
write. He's
all
writing
the tools.
records, for Drake. He's doing reference tracks for everybody. He's got all the tools in the toolbox to do it, and
Hmm.
I don't see how he. And then like even when we talked about it in the first episode of the podcast, he hasn't had a bad release in year. Like since that James Blake
Yeah,
album, he hasn't had a bad release, and
yeah.
I'd love to. I love how he dropped Let's Start Here, and then he had like Strike, and he had Slide, and he had Solo Step and Concrete Boy, like all those
Hmm.
together, and then he starts his own group, and that the Concrete Boys album is fire. Like
Hmm.
he has so much quality, and he's so solid. I'm right there
Hmm.
with you.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see like how like Yachty's trajectory unfolds. I'm personally really excited for it because, like, again, I think he's been around forever, so it's sort of interesting. But yeah, I think that's definitely like a hotter take. We're making it soon.
Yeah, yeah. I just think there's the younger you'll get pushed back from the younger, and I think some of the older people are realizing that because if you just have like a Lil Bo one, Lil Yachty, it's
Hmm.
not fair to give him legitimate like respect, but now with his whole discography, it's insane.
Sure.
Getting into my next take.
There's the
This
last
one's
one,
hot.
right? No,
Holy
yeah.
shit! I wrote some hot ass takes. I really went for it with this one.
hmm Yeah. Let me hear it.
Family Matters is a top five Drake song.
Ooh. Okay. 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 That. Okay. Sure.
I
Sure.
don't think I don't think Drake has rapped in terms. I don't think in terms of bars, wordplay,
hmm
flows. I don't think he's done the Drake thing better in terms of rapping on a record. Everything from all the Kendrick disses, the three beat switches, the iconic verses, and even if Kendrick won, it wasn't because Family Matters wasn't a good enough song. It's because he got outplayed.
Sure.
And I think
Sure.
people don't understand how little nowadays. This isn't Jay-Z versus Nas where I drop a song, you drop a song 6 months later, and we look back on it and we pick the best song. That's not what rap is. The reason why Kendrick won is because after Drake dropped Family Matters, he dropped two songs back to back and just
hmm
pushed Not Like Us to the moon, and
Yeah.
Drake didn't respond quick enough. If they
hmm
drop maybe 10 songs, I know Kendrick said, "How much stock do I really have in stock?" Like
hmm
if they just went back and forth and Drake took the buzz away from Not Like Us before it could really get rolling, because he gave it a full day before he drops the Heart Part 6 and
Yeah.
that gets rolling to Not Like Us, he won. I think he got outplayed by Kendrick, but I don't think Family Matters is the reason why. I don't think the bar play wasn't
Yeah.
good enough. But he's rapping over three iconic beat switches. The disses on Rocky and The Weeknd and Kendrick are all hard. I think, and I
hmm
think he didn't lie. Like I think the Not Like Us thing about him being a pedophile is it's a smart play by Kendrick, but it's just not true. And I think the
Yeah.
only thing you can point to on the Drake track is the Dave Free thing. I guess that's
hmm
a little inaccurate, but in terms
hmm
of wordplay, bars, the three beat switches, 5 minutes, 5 plus minutes of just Drake talking his shit and showing who he really is and how he can rap with the best of them and how he
Yeah.
is, potentially a top 10, top 15 rapper of all time. It's a top five Drake song. In terms of bars, it's the best Drake song, and I don't think people give it the credit it deserves.
hmm Yeah. I mean, I really think Family Matters was the best track in the entire beat, like bar
Yeah,
none, for sure. It's
yeah,
just like you said, it kind of got like unfortunately a little like outplayed because Kendrick had like a red button sitting in the backlogs, and
hmm
you know, and like in a situation like that, that's really all you need, you know. But yeah, this
right.
is just it's a 7 minutes of just like insanity. I thought it was over. I really thought it was over. I was like, oh man,
I did
Drake
too.
sweep. I was
I
like,
did
Drake
too.
sweep, and then I woke up the next day and it was like boom. And it was just yeah, like there's nothing you can do. Like yeah, I mean like and again too, I think just we're not this isn't like going after your take like at all. I'm just talking
Mhm.
about the beat now. I'm just
No,
like
I
dera-
agree.
derailing, but like I just think too like with the whole calling Drake a pedophile thing, I think that he was already like that was kind of like the joke before, and then like he just dropped that so people would go like, "Oh shit!" Like our opinions are thoughts are actualized. But I mean, in reality, like yeah,
Yeah.
Family Matters is clears, clears
I
not
think
like
that's
us.
that's a great point is because people have wanted to prove that Drake thing with the younger girls for a while. And there's a
Yeah,
confirmation bias in it. Like, oh, like just because Kendrick called you this, everybody can call you that now, even though it's
yeah,
totally not true. I
yeah.
think, and I think the song itself is a great song, and I hate too how like people like get so tribalistic in this hip hop shit where it's like you can't just sit back and enjoy the beef for what it was. And like now
hmm
it's still that Kendrick Drake division when it's like there were like seven elite songs dropped. Like there were so many good songs dropped in that beef to where
Yeah,
rap fans were just eating. And
yeah.
I don't I don't really I think Family Matters is the best song dropped out of there and I think too
hmm
like I think also it's a 20v1. Like Drake dissed like 8 people on that and like you don't
Yeah.
see like Ross like he dissed Ross, he dissed Rocky, he dissed The Weeknd, he dissed Kendrick and
hmm
even Metro Boomin. So it's like like he was dissing everybody. And back to my second take. In my second take, Metro Boomin's production on "We Don't Trust You" was so good. Drake had to diss him
Yeah.
because he had to diss a producer. But
True. Yeah.
yeah, no, I think it's a great song, and I think
Hmm.
people underrate it because of the result of the beef.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that's a hot take because you have people who just like see numbers, see a bigger number, and they're like, oh yeah, Not Like Us was clearly better. But they like say Drake drops Family Matters and Kendrick takes like 2 days to drop Not Like Us, and maybe we're having a completely different conversation, you know,
Hmm.
about how it all went down. You know what I mean? Like it's interesting looking back on it. It was really a fun time.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, yeah, it's a hot take. It's pretty good. Oh wait, your whole take was top five Drake songs. Like, yeah, that it's a top five Drake song. Like, yeah,
That
I
was
could,
that
I
was. It depends on what you prefer from Drake, and I feel like if you put in a song with bars and like if you put in a rapping Drake song, like you have to put it like because
mhm,
that's such a big part of Drake's catalog is where he's just rapping. If you're
mhm,
putting in a wordplay Drake song, if you're putting in a lyrical Drake song, it should be Family Matters, and I think you have to include one in a top five
mhm,
of Drake because it's such a huge part of his discography, and I think Family Matters is the best one, and I think it's iconic,
mhm.
and even if it doesn't have the best public reception, it's the best Drake ever rapped in his career.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, like if you're going on a straight like rap like tier list, like yeah, that's definitely in the top five. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a that's definitely a hot take. It's definitely a take that a lot of people wouldn't agree with. But I think
Mhm.
yeah, there's a real argument for that for sure. There's a
Yeah.
real argument. Um, all right. I got so this is my last one, number five. Uh, this one's pretty stupid. This one's pretty stupid,
My fifth
but
one's
like
dumb as
this
fuck too.
my fifth one's this one's really stupid though. So this is like it's pretty awesome that we're talking about the beat that kind of lines up with this take perfectly.
Hmm.
Um, I think the Drake Kendrick beef made liking Kendrick corny. You know what I'm like? Okay, it's just like here's the thing. Like I think I just spend too much time on Twitter and Instagram, and it's just like oh, it's like if you know, you know. Like it feels like Kendrick's kind of been reduced to this joke of like certified lover boy, certified pedophile. And it's just like you can't. I feel like when I'm like, oh yeah, like I love listening to Kendrick. I'm in like an audience of like 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds. Pause. But like it feels like it's become so corny. Like you see Kendrick's face everywhere, and it's just like oh like it's not cool. It doesn't feel cool anymore to like Kendrick. I feel like before it was like you're doing the cool thing by listening to the artsy guy. But like now it's just kind of corny. It's like the young people found him. And like again, maybe I'm getting old. Maybe this opinion is stupid, but I think the fallout of it was Kendrick became corny,
Yeah,
or not,
I
but being famous corny.
I fully agree. I fully agree. I you know what I think of when I heard when you just said this take. Have you ever seen? And I'm not getting political at all. No political opinions on the Bridge Street podcast. We don't do politics.
No, no.
But have you ever seen that video of the guy rapping "Not Like Us" at like Kamala Harris rally?
Yes, yes, I have.
Like that's what I feel like when I like now saying I like Kendrick. Like I feel like I'm like associating myself with like that guy.
I like.
And and also too, I agree with your take in the fact that like I think there are people who just hate Drake and they hate seeing people be at the top because I think Drake was at the top until Kendrick took him off. Like just because he had
Mhm.
more hits and he was consistent and whatever. But now it's just kind of like you mix in the people who like Kendrick with the people who just hate Drake. And they don't know. A
Yeah,
lot of them don't know shit about hip hop. Because if you did know shit about hip hop, you know Drake is still amazing. So
yeah. And that's the problem too. Is like I think Not Like Us got so much attention on the airwaves that children who use Twitter heard it on the car ride to school and feel the need to express that Drake sucks
Hmm.
now, and they like and they worship Kendrick, and it's just like it's just so lame. It's so lame. It's so lame. Like, oh my god, I don't know if I've seen this one like Twitter thread or whatever. They were talking about like minors or something, not like actual children. It was just like something stupid, and then someone said like, "Yo,
Oh
who wrote
no.
this?" And then the guy responds, "Probably Diddy or Drake." Clown emoji, and it's just like, shut the fuck up, please. I'm like, just you know what? It's just like I don't know, and I think it's terrible too that, like you said, Drake's kind of like people think Drake's shit now. Like they have this notion that Drake's shit and he's always been shit. This is
Yeah.
not true. It's just not true. And this isn't me sitting here and saying Kendrick Lamar is bad. I just think the new wave of Kendrick Lamar enjoyers are cornballs. That's my
And I
opinion.
think it's a disservice. I think it's a disservice to GNX. Obviously, Kendrick did it to himself. If you make the decision to start the biggest rap beef of all time, that's
Mhm.
gonna overshadow a great album. But I love GNX. I think
Yeah,
GNX is
yeah,
so good, and I don't, and I'm not happy about enjoying it. And then you see
yeah.
like the TikTok, that TikTok trend where people were walking out like Kendrick Lamar walked out to the Super Bowl.
I
Like,
fucking that's
like
what I'm talking about.
it's
I hate
corny.
that.
It's corny.
It's corny.
I
Corny.
hate it.
And I call it a hot take because I think the people that I'm talking about would agree with me.
I think the people
Like
you're
that's
talking about are too ignorant to realize that they're those people. And you
exactly.
can and you can
And
look at us and be like, "Oh, it's two white kids, one's from California and one's from Boston." But like I listened to those a Good Kid, Mad City, a To Pimp a Butterfly, a Damn, a Mr. Morale because I wanted to hear the artistic value in someone who could still rap. Even though I love that SoundCloud shit, I love that stuff where people weren't really rapping. I wanted to hear people rap and I wanted to hear real, productive, creative, artistic raps in a time when that wasn't the popular way to do things, the
mhm,
popular zeitgeist. And I think now it's just so corny to like Kendrick. It's like
yeah,
I
it's like
I don't know.
it's so insane because like I love Kendrick Lamar. I really,
Mm,
really, really do. Like this more than anyone. Like I will go at bat and I will defend anything he does. Like okay, pause just in case shit happens. But no, but like it's just kind of like disappointing now to like be kind of lumped in this group of people or that are just like just kind of hopped on the bandwagon after he dropped like the most insane red button of a diss track um in a long time, and it's just like and like you said again, it's just like you got the wave of people who don't understand they're who I'm talking about,
hmm.
but yeah,
And even
it's my
like
opinion.
the reception to the non-pop songs on GNX or the
Hmm.
Kendrick verse on the SOS Deluxe. It's like even like Watch the Party Die. Like I don't think these
Hmm.
people just listen to the Kendrick pop songs, and I don't want to be ignorant and act like Kendrick was some underground artist because he was fucking huge, and it's ignorant
Yeah,
to say that he wasn't huge. But Kendrick was for real rap enjoyers, and the
yeah,
size of the beef and him winning the beef, it hurt. It hurt like people who cared about Kendrick, who cared about like his
yeah,
music in the project, like Kendrick's albums. Not really people who cared about Kendrick, people who cared about Kendrick's albums and
yeah.
listening to good music. But now it's just like it's so corny to be a
Hmm.
Kendrick Lamar fan now that it's like, and I still listen to that stuff in the background, but like those songs off of GNX taking off because they got a cool little chorus there and stuff. It's
Hmm.
corny to like. It's corny to like Kendrick Lamar.
Real Kendrick fans are struggling the big 2025. But like again, I like GNX. I think it's a fantastic
Mm.
album. Just like
I love it too.
yeah, it didn't feel the same. It didn't feel the same.
Yeah,
Really didn't.
Okay, so my fifth take is something I've wanted to talk about for a while, and it's kind of
Uh-oh.
pointless. Like it's not like it's such a small topic that like no one's really gonna disagree with me because it's just like not the biggest artist.
Hmm.
But I think Tommy Richman is insanely underrated and not corny. I
Who
think
remind me of Tommy Richman again. Remind me. Jog my
Million
memory.
Dollar Baby,
Oh shit.
right? Right?
Okay.
See, that's
Go.
the label.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the label that everybody puts on him.
Hmm.
But if you like actually go and listen to his projects, they are so good. And it like Million Dollar Baby is the best and worst thing that ever happened to Tommy Richmond. They gave him like a
Hmm.
number one hit or like a top five hit, but like it cooked his career. Because now people just
Yeah.
look at him as like this guy who just makes like these TikTok pop songs. But that's not who he was. Before Million Dollar Baby released, he was on Brent Faiyaz's album in 2023. And I think too, people like there were like streamers pressing him like a week ago, and this is also the reason why I bring it up. And they're like, "You gonna sing Million Dollar Baby?" And he's like, "No." And
That's funny.
and I think
It's fun.
the production he uses is like insane, crazy instrumentals on Ghouls and Ghosts and Thought You Were the One. And people immediately write him off because of Million Dollar Baby, but Coyote is an amazing, amazing project, and it's something that it's co-signed by Tyler as
Hmm.
a great project. And people
Hmm.
just look at him as the TikTok guy, and they don't analyze like if you actually listen to his music, it's fucking great.
Damn. That's an interesting take. Okay. See, I'm in the crowd of people that heard Million Dollar Baby on TikTok, thought it was the worst fucking song of all time, and was like, I just assumed like his whole catalog was TikTok slop is like the genre of music I would call that. But I mean, I'll take your word on it. I mean, that's a homework assignment for me because if it actually is really great, then that'll be insane. I think you're right though. I think that song really did cook him. Like he's cooked
It
now.
cooked him. It,
He's cooked. He's cooked. Like
it's
yeah, I mean you can make like quality shit like, but you're gonna always gonna have that song hanging above your head like for the rest of your career. And unfortunately that's pretty bad.
it sucks. And the thing too is like he's very innovative. Even like "Devil Is a Lie" is like it's a sound of hip hop that like it's underground. Like it's very embraced in like New York, but then it's like this guy became corny, so people don't want to listen to him. And it's
Hmm.
very like and I put this one last because it's not something with a name brand rapper that like people get exceptionally like happy about or
Hmm.
are fevered to discuss. But
Hmm.
I think like Tommy Richmond will never get the credit he deserves, and people will never give his art the chance that it deserves because he's labeled as this TikTok artist. But if you look at the production, there's transitions between songs. There's a distinct style that he has compared to nobody else. Thought You Were the One is like I heard it previewed on a radio show in New York, and I'm like, this is the guy that made Million Dollar Baby, and I'm listening
Hmm.
to this. Coyote is such a good project, one of my favorite projects of 2024, and I just hate that Million
Hmm.
Dollar Baby made him corny. Like my aunt brought it up to me one time. She's like, "Have you ever heard this song?" And I'm like, "Oh, I like Tommy Richmond's other stuff." She's like, "Oh, I haven't heard it." I'm like, "Ah,
Yeah,
that's for the best, I guess."
that's the majority of the population though now, unfortunately. It's gonna be like people like us are gonna come out and say like, "Hey, this Tommy Richmond album is really good." And they're gonna be like, "The Million Dollar Baby guy? No, thank you." You know, like,
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, like, I'll do my homework. I'll look into it and I'll report back for sure. But again, it's just like it literally happened to me. I literally heard the song and I thought it was corny, and the rest of it was gonna be corny, so I didn't deep dive into it. You know.
And I think something too. I think you really should go listen to it because based off your music taste, I think it's an artist you would enjoy.
Sure.
But it's really frustrating for him to not get the credit he deserves because he had a hit song, and it's not like, and if that song didn't blow up, I think people would like it more. But it is catchy, and he did a good job with it. He made people want to listen to it.
Yeah.
But that was my kind of like just non notorious, just kind of boring hot take. But I just kind of
Yeah.
wanted an excuse to talk about it.
Yeah.
So why don't you run us through what were your five hot takes that you had um, in a list?
Yeah. So I'm not gonna go in order. I had Kendrick is corny.
Hmm.
I had Lil Yachty has all the tools to be the next top dog. 21 Savage fall off is on the horizon. uh, Denzel Curry is the most consistent rapper from the 2016 freshman class. And why am I blanking on my other one? I completely forgot.
Lil
I think I came
Baby,
up.
Lil Baby doesn't have
Yeah,
a good. Lil Baby
yeah,
doesn't
little
have a
bit.
good album.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. I kind of improv that one.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
had J.Cole has the greatest pen of all time. We
Hmm.
Don't Trust You was the best future album. Kid Cudi is bad. Family Matters is a top five Drake song, and Tommy Richman is insanely underrated and not corny.
The message of the day. Thumbnail: Tommy Richmond, not corny? Question mark.
dude, I'm gonna put. Oh, I can't put that. If we're talking about the Kendrick Drake beef, unfortunately, I can't put Tommy Richmond in the thumbnail. But like, maybe I'll cut it out, put a separate, or maybe I'll just make a separate video on Tommy Richmond is not corny? Question mark. Corny? Question mark.
Corny question mark is so funny.
But yeah,
Uh,
that wraps up our hot takes episode, and obviously we have about 10 people listening to this show. But if this hits the
mhm.
algorithm at a later date, a couple months down the line, year down the line, when things start to pick up, drop drop your takes. Like
Yeah.
go ahead and just you can say all 10 takes are bullshit. You can sit here and comment on anything really because these discussions are hot takes and provocative. I feel like a lot of people will do hot take segments where they take hot takes from the audience and they
Hmm.
just kind of say that's a bad take, but they don't understand that it's supposed to be a hot take and they've lost the provocative nature that these are supposed to be. So with
Yeah.
that being said, we're gonna wrap up our hot takes episode. We might do these like one a year. We might do like one a year. This
One
is a bonus
one a year
episode.
will be fun. Next
Yeah.
next year, 21 Savage fall off is coming. Year after, 21 Savage fall off is coming.
We could even do if we do this further down the line, we can do like hot takes two, and we'll analyze those takes a year later, so we can like
Yeah,
kind of
that would be
see
fun. That'd be
if
fun.
those takes were really accurate and how they've aged. But we'll be
Yeah.
back with the this will be uploaded on Wednesday the 9th, and we'll be back with the next episode on the 16th. We'll have Chance the Rapper reactions. I think the Clips album will be out by then as well,
Hmm.
so that will be on the docket. Even
Hmm.
the Chance album, I'm not sure when it drops, but it might be on there as well. So make sure to like and subscribe this episode. You guys will see it on July 9th, and we'll be back with the normal show on the 16th. But thank you guys for listening, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.